So that long range triangle, or the long distance triangle, we can do. We'll start from the spider guard, and we're gonna start it from this position. And I'm gonna control the sleeves, and you guys can use whatever kind of long distance sleeve control you want. I prefer the cat's paw grip. So we'll start with here. I'm gonna start shrimping out to create space. So on this shrimp, I'm gonna create distance and move a little bit backwards, away from his hips. From here, enough to be able to slide my knee through, and then get a knee in his position. Right off this position, I can shoot the triangle by here. I can just shoot this by egg beatering this leg through and kicking both to the triangle position. But what we're gonna do is just work from here to here, shrimp again, and then slide the outside ridge of our foot into the crook of his bicep, and my left foot will be on his hip here. Okay, and I can go on his hip, or if he starts standing up, I can go onto his bicep, or keep this on his hip, or I can play here and start to kind of pick a side. So what we're gonna do is, from this position, I'm gonna go ahead and instead of pulling hard here, I'm just gonna keep the tension and get my leg slightly extended. Okay, still keep the bend in. If I overextend here, okay, I'm putting a lot of tension on my grips here, because look at the distance between the leg length distance between my foot and my arm. It's gonna start burning my grip. So I'm gonna keep it slightly bent to where it's still comfortable, where I can still pull with my arm and create the tension with my arm. And if he starts pulling, it's not gonna create too much tension on my grip. So we're here and here. When we're gonna get ready to jump this triangle, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of steer his entire body this way towards my right heel. So as I pull this down, I'm gonna lift this kind of slightly up and shoot and turn. So I'm using this foot on his hip to help rotate. So kick and turn. Once I'm here, I'm gonna grab this foot and put it in front of my knee here. Bang. And once I'm locked here, this is essentially the triangle. This is my clamp leg, which would be here. I'm gonna use my hand as that clamp until I can rock this around. And now I've got that nice tight position to finish the triangle. So again, in the long range position, controlling the sleeve, I shrink out, boom. I can do the egg beater style where I just kick through here, or we'll go ahead and go from this position, shrimp one more time, ridge, outside ridge on the foot, kind of moderate extension here, and then now when I'm ready, I'm gonna extend and rotate. Okay. Grab that clamp leg on the shin, not the foot. Keep your foot up so your calf muscle is nice and tight on the back of his neck. So I'm going knee and heel from shoulder to shoulder. Now I'm gonna whip this around and lock the position. Again, keeping this clamp upwards so there's no chance of it falling off. If I have it here, it can start to slide, okay? And I can end up just putting it on my foot. There's too much space here. Keep it clamped up and rotate. To finish, I'm just gonna squeeze everything in to get that finished position. Next one, we'll work that medium range position where we're just in regular guard. I can go from the wrist control, sleeve control to the wrist control. Double wrist this way. And I'm just gonna pull one into his stomach, right into his belly button, and then shoot the other one to the opposite side. And like I said last time, same side, like if I'm grabbing the same side, my mirror image, same side hand, and I try to cross, it's very weak, just yank this way. Usually you need two hands to get this grip, or a cross grip to yank it across. When you do this, you're kind of using an element of surprise, and with this kind of push here, you can almost pop this out of the way a little bit easier versus just grabbing here and doing this. So one-on-one, I shove one into his belly button. Okay, his wrist is going right towards his belly button, nice and low. This is gonna go across to my opposite shoulder. Immediately my left foot will hit his hip, bang, bang. My right leg is gonna jump outside past his elbow. As soon as it passes his elbow, this is when I'm gonna start to elevate my hips. Using my left foot again. So on the long range one, we use my left foot to rotate. Now we're using this to elevate. I cross over, use the same hand to clamp again in front of my knee to make sure it's going shoulder to shoulder. I can shrink back if I need, lock again to finish. So medium range one more time here. Boom, boom. Horizontally out first, past his elbow. Okay. Once it clears, I elevate. Cross this over, grab the shin in front of my knee, and lock here. Okay. Short range, we're gonna go from the overhook position. It's a very good one for MMA. With the overhook position, you can keep the guy very tight to you. And a couple ways you can get there. The kind of a very simple way is just go underneath and pull, and then get the overhook here. You can use the cross grip position here. We've done this before. We go under. I create the overhook here. Okay. Whatever I do to get the overhook, I'm above his elbow with my overhook here. Nice and tight. The side that I have the overhook, I'm gonna shrimp my butt to that side. Now this becomes real easy to push this arm out of the way. I just use my palm right on the crook of his bicep. Just like the spider guard, I use the ridge of my foot or the ridge of my hand right on the crook of his bicep. And all I need to do is just pull my knee. So I plant here and I just pull my knee through. So there's really not much pushing with my arm. As long as my arm's stiff arm, which it should be in this position, I can just pull this leg through. Okay? Once I'm here in this position, I just need to clear this leg. And this is where it can kind of become a pain in the butt. If the guy, starts reaching back or just grabbing something, this leg's gonna be stuck for the time being. Then you can just start expanding and going into the omoplata and attacks on this side. For right now, since we're hitting the triangle, we're just gonna let it happen. The guy's just gonna kind of let it happen. We're here. And right now, technically, my right ankle is stuck. So I'm gonna shrimp my butt to the side that my foot's stuck. So I'm just gonna take my hips, my feet on his hips, and rotate here. And then egg beater my leg to the outside, and then I rotate again. Bam. Okay. Grab the, lock it up here, and here. Because this is the overhook position, this arm is gonna stay here, essentially, until we get to the end. When you wanna clear this, you can just lift your hips straight up, and then move it over, make your adjustments again, to finish. So some of the things that we were talking about last time is especially the transition into the manivela from this position. Off that overhook triangle, you have a hard time bringing this over. You can clamp your leg and then just rotate, okay, until essentially my right knee is on the floor. Once it's on the floor, I relock my triangle here, and then now I can start attaching this to my chest and then pushing his hips away to lock that triangle. Okay, so sometimes I lock the triangle, the guy's like blocking his hands like this, I'm having a hard time finishing, or he grabs 2-on-1 on my knee, and then he's like trying to slam it to the floor this way. Then that's when I can just reclamp and get the angle here. And I'm just looking for the isolation on this arm, keeping it 90, attached to kind of my upper chest area, and then just push with my hips to finish. And the little details at the end of all three of these are, once you get that triangle position, anytime your knees get past your hips, so I lock the triangle in whichever way, and he starts stacking forward, and my knees get past my hips, he's gonna start, if you look at where my clamp leg is, my clamp heel is straight up in the ceiling. Okay. At 12 o'clock now, Brandon just postures his head up, he's gonna open that choke leg. Right? So if I can, I need to make sure that my clamp leg, the opening of my clamp leg is that way. Okay. Now he tries to posture up, it's pretty hard for him to escape. But if he can stack me and get my knees past my hips, now my leg's up, and that's where you're losing that triangle. So if you're using this triangle position, the guy's driving a lot, or he's getting your knees past your hips, you have to shoulder walk back to make sure that doesn't happen, or you can just turn 90 degrees here. Okay? And then now his stack power is essentially this way. Okay? He has to almost face me to do it. Okay? And I can just keep turning with him. Okay? And you can use that 90 degree for the guys that aren't as flexible, to go across shoulder to shoulder. Let's say you're here, you can't bring this foot up, just turn 90, and then now you can lock again. Okay. So those are the three: close range, medium range, long range, and some of those, I guess, working some of those issues with getting stacked and things like that. Let's work the triangles, short, long, medium, and work that manivela if it's available, and then if you get stacked, shoulder walk back, or turn 90. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, we'd like to give a big kind of prayers and thoughts out to Orlando Diaz's family. He just passed recently. He's one of our valued team members here at UFPJJ, and he served the country proudly and everything. And he was a big triangle guy, so we're kind of focusing on triangles in memory for him. So we'd like to share some of the techniques that he likes to apply and stuff to kind of help keep his memories alive in the jiu-jitsu community. And thoughts and prayers out to his family, and we'll keep using jiu-jitsu to help kind of heal ourselves. Thanks, guys.